Oklahoma has landed David Stone.
Puts number 11 in the 24/7 sports recruiting rankings. Yep.
What? Stoney is a soda baby. Oh, I'm hyped. How excited are y'all, man? And Ty has now gone live. Roundtable Sports is joining us. We are all the people from around the table. So we got 1,300 people in here. We only got 300 likes. Please, people, hit that like, subscribe, as well as bell notification. Join the family. I'm sipping on some Schooner Ale. If you haven't picked up some of that Schooner Ale, if you're in Oklahoma, grab some with my Oklahoma versus the World koozie. We excited, y'all. So, yeah, everybody was wondering, I'll go ahead and disclose. I know somebody that knows somebody that hit me up and said that Stoney passed the word on to the coaches already. I didn't believe it because I'm not a person that believes things like that for multiple reasons. Because it's always terrifying to believe those rumors. But something about it told me it felt good. So I ran with it. So anyway, he rocked the hat on ESPN. David Stone is a Sooner. Coop, how you feel?
So same as you. With hearing some of the insight on Nwaneri, there was too much flipping happening with the crystal balls, and we pointed that out earlier. There was none of that with this until 33 seconds prior to. And so somebody needs to retweet that joker and just be like, what were you trying to do, Chief? But, I'm excited because we have to have the defensive line with difference makers, not guys, difference makers. All right. So, we can have a Jordan Kelly, and he is a good student athlete, and he has meant the world for this team. And I hope he joins the Soul Mission after his 7th year on the team. But you need guys like a David Stone. You need guys like Miss Jackson. You need guys like Nigel Smith on that defensive line, because we can't one single iota feel absolutely, confident that the defense gets better without playmakers and change, guys, difference makers on that side of the ball. I was told that there was a schedule of commitment dates that OU was trying to orchestrate to keep a decent amount of momentum going. And David has been keeping it real with these guys. And he tried to commit 2 to 3 times. And his parents were like, no. So it's in now. It's done. Again, this is where you feel more confident about the don't commit until it's done. But it's done. Now, even though I heard several different things and got a wink from a special person, I needed to see it to believe it because of recent situations. So,
yeah, we all got PTSD. I understand. You're right. We do. We got it. It's one of those things.
Hicks can't hurt you guys anymore. Hicks can't hurt you.
And again, I'm telling y'all, the magneticness of David Stone, this dude, he's been recruiting this whole year. That's all the rumors I've heard is, and I've heard this from recruits, like directly. They're like, oh yeah, David's trying to get people to come to Oklahoma. He talks about Oklahoma all the time. He talks it up. He does it often. So with him recruiting like he does, I'm telling you guys, he wants this team to be legit and a monster. And so for those that are asking the question, what is this shock value that he's talking about? Wyatt Gilmore put out a graphic when he committed months ago, the power line, 24K, the gold standard class. Guess what? He gave you some shock because he's a part of the power line now. That was the hint right there, baby. He is part of the power line. Woo! Feels good. Ty, talk to us. What does this commitment, do you feel like, as an outsider, feel like this means for Oklahoma going forward?
It's huge. I talk about it in the video that's now out on my channel about David Stone committing to Oklahoma.
Sure is. He dropped one just like I did.
Dropped one as soon as he committed. Yeah. So look, I've said for a while I thought it was David Stone. and I'm going to be 100% honest with you on this. Nwaneri was a big deal for Oklahoma. He was not the biggest deal for Oklahoma. There has been one name in this recruiting class that Oklahoma could have had some misses. If they would have landed David Stone, all would have been forgiven. They got their guy, and they got a really good class. We talked about it as soon as he commits right now. If everything stands, I calculated it at about 9 o'clock this morning. This should give Oklahoma the number 11 class in the nation, less than 1 full point behind Penn State, who's sitting at 10. And you have 22 commits with this. So you have a lot of room left in the class. You are still after some flip targets, right? The Nwaneri situation is still one to watch. Nigel Smith is a guy that, like Oklahoma with David Stone, I feel very confident in Oklahoma's chances of landing Nigel Smith, even more so now that David Stone is a Sooner. I like Nigel Smith's chances at being a Sooner even more now that David Stone is a Sooner. And look, let's be honest here. Larry Johnson is the godfather of defensive line recruiting. So any win you get over him is a win you need to enjoy. He is that good. I went through it the other day, Jay. You remember that? And how many 5 stars did I get to before I just got bored of listing 5 stars?
I think you were going down a list and was like, you know what? I'm done. There's no reason for me to keep doing this.
Gave up at a certain point because I'd named so many blue chips, it just didn't matter. And you have Don McKinley still. And the other thing this does is this quells questions on Todd Bates. Questions that, quite frankly, from an outsider looking in, questions that were incredibly unfair. Now, I'm biased when it comes to Todd Bates. For those of you that know in the chat, those of you that don't know, I'm an Alabama fan. Now, I do national college football content, but I let you know my bias. That way, everything is understood. We have an understanding. If I say something you don't agree with when it comes to Alabama, we can keep each other in check. He played for Alabama. I'm on a show all the time with guys who know Todd Bates. Every Tuesday evening, the final whistle, Matt Caddell is on there. Chris James is on there. They played at Alabama. They know the guy. Justin Riley knows Todd Bates. He was talking to Jay about it the other day when Jay was on the channel.
Yep.
Todd Bates is an unbelievable human being, an exemplary defensive line coach, and a fantastic recruiter. This is the second highest rated recruit he has ever landed. And the only reason it's not the highest rated recruit he's ever landed is because they landed the number 1 recruit in the nation a few years ago. The 24/7 Sports had rated as a .99899.
Yeah.
Which was ridiculous, right? David Stone falling right behind him. This answers all questions about Todd Bates. And for those people that had those questions, you just had to let him have his opportunity. He hasn't been there 2 years yet. And there is a total schematic shift happening at Oklahoma that doesn't happen overnight, right? This is not the same situation, because I know people like to compare, of Kirby taking over Georgia. Kirby got handed the keys to a Ferrari. He kicked the tires and said, this looks good. Let's take it for a spin. And the damn thing drove. Brent Venables got handed the keys to a Ferrari. He said, something looks amiss here. He looked down, the Ferrari's on cinder blocks, and he goes to pop the trunk, and there's no engine. It's gone. These are not analogous situations that the two coaches inherited. Brent and Todd Bates need to be given the time they are due. Monty, I'm so sorry for saying that again.
Yes. And with that, it's so funny. I'm on the Miami boards right now, and they're very, very, very upset. A lot of them saying he did not look very excited about this pick. And I totally get that they would think that, but I promise you, if there was a pick that he may have been excited about, he would have done, it would have been Miami. And the only reason is because he did that for somebody else. For him, we talked about this ad nauseum here, and we've got about 900 people here on the channel. Thank y'all for sticking around. We're going to chat it up for a little bit before kicking y'all out and letting y'all go home and get some rest. We've been here for an hour, but overall, Stoney has nothing but love for Bates and what he's trying to do, and he knows he can develop him. He knows it. He knows that walking in the door with Oklahoma, they're going to make the magic happen for him. So we got David Stone. We've got Dominic McKinley next week. We're going to be seeing what it looks like. I'm still calling Texas for that one, but I'm not giving up the hope on that pick. From there, we've got Nigel Smith the week afterwards. I am calling Oklahoma on that one. He seems like he shut it down quick whenever he was done with visits. And when I hear that, that makes me think about Venable's policy. Shut that bad boy down, come play. And so last thing, I want to address that part. People are, of course, squirrely about that. And frightening, actually, he kind of jumped in. I forgot where we were. We were talking in a chat on a video recently. And he basically was like, that's what scared Colton Vasek away. And I'm going to be honest, that's fine. If the fact that you commit and you're done committing leads you to feel like you need to leave a program and go do other visits, you weren't committed anyway. But that's the point of the policy. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But if you want me to be honest, I think you win more by doing that because you just ask them, look, don't commit until you're ready to be done and focus only on football. You want players like that. And as much of a diva as we play around with Stoney is, he really is just there he wants him to focus on football. And it's so funny. Somebody just pointed out, touchdown, San Jose State University. They actually just converted a 30-yard, a 3rd and 22 and got 30 yards. My God, I haven't turned the game on yet. You
remember what I told y'all? You're only going to learn something bad about USC's defense from this game if we learn anything at all. Not starting good.
And I haven't even looked. Oh my God. That's bad. That's so bad.
And I'll just say, so far, Caleb Williams, I mean, he completed one pass for a touchdown, but looks like they were running the ball on San Jose State. And then obviously, they
went away from what works.
Say it again.
They went away from what works.
Well, I mean, it just looks, just in watching the videos, I mean, it's the offensive line is not doing terrific in pass blocking. And guys, I mean, they don't have a great receiver room.
Oh, they're on the Pac-12
They still
network.
have Dorian Singer. And he was
they've got Singer.
Wide receiver.
Which I really wanted him here. He was one of the three I wanted.
He is, I mean, he is going to be the Jordan Addison from last year. And as long as he's healthy, it's going to be better. But I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know.
Well, he was their leader last year.
In Arizona, he was.
No, Dorian. Yeah, Dorian Singer was the lead receiver at USC last year over Addison.
Yeah.
What was Singer at USC last year?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was at Arizona.
Wait, am I thinking of the same person?
I think Dorian was the transfer.
Yeah,
I might be thinking of the wrong person then, and I might have just been doing a profile.
You may have been thinking, was it Washington?
No, I'm thinking of something else. Don't mind me.
Singer had 1,000 yards receiving at
Arizona State.
San Jose State last year.
At
Arizona last year.
Yeah.
So
I'm apologizing. I had a profile thing. He was going to be the big deal at USC, and for some reason, I
got you.
Extreme brain. Apologies.
No, last year's receiver was Taj Washington was right behind Jordan Addison. So yes, you're close though. But no, Singer had 1,000 yards receiving last year, 68 catches, 1,100 yards. So yeah, and that's why I was looking at when Oklahoma was hosting him a few times. I was like, man, that would be nice to have a receiver with that type of experience. But I understand, him staying closer to home because I mean it's up the street around the corner, basically going from Arizona to Cali in comparison to coming all the way into the middle of the country. But yeah, I don't have Pac-12 network, so I'm not going to be able to watch this game, I guess.
It's okay. I mean, there's a lot of national people that say that USC could have a better team than they had last year and lose more games. They dodged the schedule last year. And with Notre Dame looking like that right now, that doesn't make a lot of folks happy. And, when you're going to get a good chance with Oregon and Texas Tech to see what Oregon's going to be throwing out there, Bo Nix in the Heisman odds, but I mean, if you guys just are looking at what we got in David Stone, just from a surface level, go watch his film, go watch his tape. This is a guy that if he was bullish on playing defensive end, he could play defensive end. If he was bullish about playing defensive tackle, he's going to play defensive tackle. This is a guy who can line up in a lot of different places. He has an amazing burst. He has tough hands. He has a great football IQ. And the reason why he is out there at IMG was to be different, to become a greater player. And this, and I agree with what you said earlier, Ty. Like, you could lose Nwaneri, you could lose Nigel Smith, Okoye, you could lose all those guys, and it's just like, I mean, that's frustrating. But you couldn't lose Stone, and you bet your sweet butt that again he used every single bit of his capabilities in order to increase his brand, and I promise you that's going to pay off for him in the long run. He is going to be an early enrollee, and he needs to come and get prepped because again, it's we don't play Maine until late in the season, so there may not be very many warm-up games next year.
Yeah, not at all.
I'm just sitting here wondering, did anyone hear what David Stone was saying? I couldn't hear anything they were saying in that, but I think you make an interesting point, Coop, about the flexibility.
He was pretty quiet he basically was thanking everybody. He didn't really give a reason why he picked Oklahoma. I'm rewatching it and just turned it up. There was nothing to really add to it. He'll probably give you all kinds of details and stuff, but on the TV there wasn't much. So yeah, man, thank y'all for pulling up. Y'all hit that like button. We've got about almost 450 likes. We've got still 600 people in here. I know everybody's bailing out. Go grab y'all a drink. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. We're gonna put a bow on it. We'll have our traditional live stream on Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, so 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you jump in there and hang out with me and Coop. We're gonna talk about our predictions for the season. We're going to wrap that bad boy up for the teams as well as depth chart. I dropped 2 videos around depth chart tonight, so y'all can go check those out. We'll dive into that on who I think is going to start week 1 as well as later in the season. We'll talk about each game because, baby, we're a week away from football. Oklahoma football comes up in a week, so make sure to check that out. Hit the like, subscribe. Go check out Around the Table Sports. Ty, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Around the Table Sports, just doing constant college football content, getting the content schedule hammered out with the new studio. But other than that, looking forward to the season, man. It's finally here.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. We've got football coming, man. It's here. So outside of that, you know what, guys? We will chop it up with all of you on our shows in the next day or two. Peace.